Welcome, Silverlands, to 2026. Excited to get rocking with all of you. We just had a great kickoff call of the year. We're already well on our way with RPSs, so good job. We're going to get in today. We're going to cut out a lot of the recognition, a lot of that stuff, just because we've already done that on the call. But I did want to get out a thought to you all in the training to kind of maybe frame. It's a framework that goes along with so good they can't ignore you. I did want to recognize the offices in blue and kind of what we're looking to try to go achieve. These offices have vacancies. These are the main focuses to get really after the leasing, making readies, all of that stuff. So one of the main things to really focus on is that we're running open houses. So CMs, we're running open houses, at least one this month. So please engage that and work with them. Let's work together to get units ready every single week and that we're leasing those as a group. One of the things we're working in right now is to work on Saturday. It's a really good day to be able to lease. So just make sure that we're all focused there and getting it done, especially on the leasing side. Wanted to shout out Willow Ridge for their 5-star review this last week. Okay, wanted to shout out Redwood Estates. They won a prestigious award from Business Straight for being one of the top mobile home parks in Memphis in 2025. Good job, Bridget and Missy. I wanted to talk about what it looks like to be successful and some of the things that are required to be successful. In 2020, I was able to listen to an interview in person with Michael Phelps, and it really made an impact on me. And I just wanted to just talk through it. He's the most winningest athlete in Olympic history. So tons of medals, golds, world records. Everything that he was touching was turning literally to gold medals. So it was kind of a cool thing. My question to you is this. Why does the world like to watch the Olympics? Why do you think that the world likes to watch Olympics? And one of the reasons is because the people in general they just want to see excellence. They want to see people perform at the very highest peak. But what they really aren't concerned about is the process. They're not concerned about watching a 4 a.m. practice that's monotonous, jumping in the pool and making it happen. And so I think that's really, really important. I also want to uncover, why do you think rookies normally do well? Why do they normally do well when they start up in a process? Why do rookies do well? The second piece is, why do you think sophomores have slumps? And the reality, it's in the next principles I'm about to share with you. They come from a book called Grit by Angela Duckworth. And she talks about what grit is. So the definition of grit is the following. Grit is a blend of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. It's characterized by an ultimate concern that gives meaning to your efforts. So it goes along with being so good they can't ignore you, of spending time on the process of becoming better at your skill versus trying to find the right thing to do. It's just get really good at what you are. But doing it for having passion, but also perseverance for a long period of time. So Angela Duckworth, she talks about this in the book, and I think it's just really important to understand. She says that talent, when you have talent, a lot of people will have talent. When you multiply that by something, it will give you X. What she says is when you take your talent and you multiply it by effort, you'll actually gain skill. So that's where you get skill. So skill will happen. So when you take your stuff and your talent, all that you have, and you're putting it into something, when you apply yourself, you're eventually going to gain skill in that thing. So for example, getting good at leasing or getting good at collections, when you apply your talents to it, you'll start to get really good at it. Then what happens is when you take your skill and you multiply by something, it'll give you X. So she said there's a next step to it. And what she says is when you take your skill and you multiply it again with effort, it will give you achievement. And so she's basically saying that a lot of times what we'll do is we'll take our talent, we'll times it by effort, we'll get a skill. But a lot of times when you're a sophomore, the sophomore slumps when that sophomore has they have the skill, but they don't double down on the effort. And so they kind of just lull, they just kind of get lackadaisical with it. They're not really trusting the process. They're not going day to day doing the monotonous. But what she says is when you take that skill and then you multiply by effort, you can actually achieve something great, which we see in Michael Phelps' life. So the multiplier in general is not talent, it's not skill, but it's actually the multiplier is your effort. And that's all you can really ask for. John Wooden, in his book, he's one of the most winning coaches of all college basketball history. He says, effort equals success. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Effort equals success. When you give 100% of yourself, that will always be successful long-term. So one of the things that I wanted to do is from this interview that I witnessed, a couple of things that Michael Phelps, I want to share some of the things that he said that I think were really impactful that go along with why was he so excellent? Why did he achieve so much in his Olympic career? And what he said is, I do it, I go to the pool even when I don't want to. And how many of us feel like, oh, I don't want to really study my pitch. I don't want to write out my pitch. I don't really want to focus on getting better. We all feel that type of thing. I don't really want to go to the gym today. But when you just go to the gym and you get maybe a 10% of the workout, at least it's something. It's a multiplying effort. The next thing he said that I thought was really important is the little things you have to do right. So the little things you have to do right, they add up, they build a house. And sometimes you might think that the littlest task or thing that we're doing doesn't really matter as much, but when you do it consistently, when you found that those are like the right inputs, when you do those consistently, it's gonna build you a mansion, it's gonna build you a house. I practiced 365 days a year for 5 years without missing the day. And I asked myself, like, why is that significant? Obviously, that's really difficult for a lot of people to do and have that much discipline, but why would you do that? This is what he said. He said this, he said, when I missed a day, it would take me 2 days to get back to where I was before I missed a day. And he said, I realized that my competitors were taking days off. And when I realized that, I realized every day when I worked on Christmas, when I practiced on Christmas, when I practiced on these days, I realized I was gaining days on them every single day. So when we met in real life, I was ready for that moment. The fight is won in the general's tent. You've heard that saying. But what that means is when you're doing things that no one else is watching, when you're practicing your pitch, when you're working on your craft day in and day out, eventually what will happen is the recognition from the public will be so overwhelming that you'll probably get more recognition than you deserve. But in the short term, you're probably not gonna get much recognition. And you gotta be good with that. You gotta stick at it and work on your craft. Silver Latins, wanted to share that thought with you this week. Let's go have a massive 2026. Thanks for all you do. We're super grateful for everyone. Peace out.